Well, we ran into a little bit of a problem.
In 2010, my husband and I began to remodel the kitchen of our 109-year-old home. Little did we know that 10 years and 5 kids later, we would still be working on completing the project. Please join us while we work towards building a center island and completing the lower stove cabinets, all by March 31st, 2020. Welcome to the Snail's Pace Challenge.
So it's May 30th. Here's another update to our Snail's Pace Challenge. We ran into a little bit of a, it wasn't a little bit of a big problem, which, well, I guess we'll just show you what happened. So there's the space, the flooring under the cabinet where the cabinet is supposed to go, and, well, this is what we found. Yes, that is my basement down there.
Oh, it's a nasty.
And Art did not cut that. This is a little bit of a problem. Art, why don't you tell them what exactly did you find down there?
Well, here's what happened. There. Oh, here. Give me the camera. Okay, try not to get vertigo here. I'm going to turn you upside down. And let's see. That's a joist that somebody decided to cut. Right next to it is another joist. There it is. That someone decided to cut. So we have no joists between here and about here. So there's not much holding up our floor, so I have to deal with that. Actually, I did start dealing with it. Can you turn the light on down the basement?
Sure.
I'll see if I can show this to you. Okay, I did put up a jack right there that you can see it goes to the floor, and it is jacking up those joists. When we bought the house, there was an air intake right about here, and then there's some boards filling in this. Well, those boards were not held up by very much, so I took those out. I'm going to have to put some back in, obviously. So I have some work to do. I'm going to put some boards to connect the joists, and, well, that's my job for today.
And by him doing this, we also have snagged into some plumbing issues as well. So it's not as simple as just building a cabinet. You always run into problems whenever you're doing any type of construction work. But we ran into something similar to what they did under the sink at another place in our house. So let me show you that. When we first bought this house, this doorway was not here. In fact, the wall was right here, and then the wall was over here. They took out the biggest part of the wall, and they also took out the main beam here. So when we purchased this house, we noticed that there was a sag on the second floor. It's an old home. We didn't really think anything of it, but then the more we looked into it, we said, we've got to get this fixed. And we had a contractor come in, and he helped us redo this section, and it turned out that they took out the load-bearing beam, the center beam of our home. They took it out and replaced it with, what did they replace those boards with? There was
2 2x6s, 12 feet long from there to there, holding up the entire second floor, well, at least the front half of the house. Yeah. And they were severely sagging.
It was really quite dramatic. So the contractor had to come in. He had to jack up this entire section of the house. At the time we had, it was just Charity, John, and Peter, I believe. I think Peter was a baby. The 3 of us left. 4 of us, that would be 4. The 4 of us left the house because he goes, you're jacking up a house. Who knows what could go wrong? Why don't you guys go out for the afternoon while I put this in? And he went ahead, jacked up the house, replaced those beams, and then Art finished the wall. And this was the first time Art had learned how to plaster. So this house originally had plaster walls. You cannot see where he plastered. It took a long time. But he replastered and rebuilt these walls, so we have this framed-in section. Our neighbor's house is a copycat, or our house is a copycat of their house, and we were able to go in and see what this house originally had because it was a copycat, and they originally had half walls with pillars. It was something we weren't going to put in ours, so we just built the walls. But I'll see if I can find some pictures of Art doing that work. It was a mess. I see a hand there.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I am nailing in these boards. so that I can let the jack down and have the weight get held up by the floor rather than the jack.
Is that the only board you have to put in?
Well, I put in the one already, now I'm putting the second one right next to it. And that's about it. Not that
You don't
much
have to put any across anything?
No, that should about do it.
Okay. Kind of scary.
Yeah, it'll be okay though. Just feeling to see if it's good.
Hey! What? Oh dear.
Hello. Hi, Daniel. Hi.
What is Daddy doing?
Is Daddy coming up from the basement to say hi? Hey.
That won't happen. No, you can't do that, Daniel.
No, you can't do that. That's why you're in your playpen. Okay, I need my drill. Okay, well, I have the plumbing all hooked back up. Oh, you know what? I guess I can turn on the water now.
Oh, yay.
Water.
Do a thing.
Water is on.
Okay.
It works.
Okay, now
Must be the first to drink
So
it.
now I just have to put some more boards in here so that we have something to nail onto.
Well, it might get better, Charity.
Then we'll fill in the hole.
All right.
That's the plan. So bye.
Bye. It's kind of funny. Daddy went down the hole, isn't it? Art finished putting the beams in, and now he's actually putting in, you call that a subfloor, right?
Yes.
And so we're fully completing the hole. There,
Filling it in.
yeah. Before there was no subfloor at all. There was just wood, finished wood. But now we're putting a subfloor in, and then we'll put the wood on top of it. We're hoping this will eliminate, well, mice coming up here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't good having holes under the cabinet.
Right. Well, there are evidences of mice.
Yes. So we're gonna hopefully fix that once and for all.
Okay, I'm not nailing this in yet, Gracie, because I have to put a few more things in.
Okay.
I'll do that in a minute.
You being a good helper, Grace?
There she is.
So unfortunately, something that seemed to be a really easy project has turned into something much bigger. And as you can imagine, we have not accomplished anything on the Snail Space Challenge list because we have found these other issues that have to be dealt with. This isn't something that we can just leave. It has to be dealt with, which is going to take time. So are we redoing the Snail Space Challenge list?
I think we probably will.
We're probably going to change the dates on it. I think at this point we're going to be hoping to get this done, well,
Next month.
maybe by the end of June. I think that's a reasonable goal. All right, so that is our Snail Space Challenge update. Run into a few issues, but we're going to continue to work on posting videos here every Saturday until however long it takes to get this done. I hope you guys are healthy, having a fabulous day, and we'll see you next Saturday for our next Snail Space update.